Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look at Solana, see what's going on. We're on 137, this local area of liquidation, majority of that has been swept, which is awesome. Kind of implying further downside is less likely. Of course, I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue lower at some point after potentially retesting 87 to 90,000. So yeah, there's a distinct probability that Solana's not out of the woods yet, but we do want to recognize some important stuff, and I'll highlight that as well for you, kind of give you some perspective on the situation here at hand. So we'll take a look at liquidation to start, kind of go from there. And if you are new to the channel, maybe been watching for a while, thank you so much for always hitting that like button and or commenting below. Really appreciate that. If you could just do that every single video, get in the habit of it, really helps grow the channel, gets us in front of more people so people get, less people get destroyed by Moon Boys. Again, nothing against them, they just probably don't know very much about trading. After 20 years in the industry, I feel like I've seen everything, but you know what's funny? Every single day, I'm consistently surprised at how nonsensical the market is getting. So just know this is nothing out of the ordinary, but it's also outrageously ridiculous too. So somewhere in there is basically us floating in the crypto seas of this ridiculous trading that we've seen here recently. So it's been a very tumultuous last 2 months, and I'm not expecting to get any better anytime soon. Anyways, let's take a quick look here at liquidation. First of all, 150 is the highest point, 143 is the lowest. So 143 to 150-ish, right in that range, is that local area of upper liquidation. There's still some left at 130, but this is only because they're late longs, as per usual. Late longs and late shorts, they never seem to give up, and that we have some high leverage longs at 130. So as per usual, when we talked about yesterday, there was a small area of local liquidation, 130 to 134, that perfectly got swept when the price action for Bitcoin pulled back. So keep in mind, altcoins, for the most part, are doing pretty decent right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if Solana continues to hold this range and inevitably continue higher. But from a macro or even a smaller time frame perspective, there's no real reason to take a long position with this coin, minus the fact that we are in a support range and the likelihood of us holding this area is higher. But if Bitcoin runs towards its CME gap and its liquidation levels down at like 78 to 80K, then I think Solana will have one last leg down, maybe the 110 range, which we've talked about previously being a nice support for us. So Delta, liquidation Delta, we're right here at about 2 billion. Nothing too outrageous. This isn't super crazy. While it's more obviously than longs, the trend is down. Okay, so if you haven't figured it out yet, the overall trend is still down. I don't care how much of a Solana fan you are. It's just the way it is. Okay, and Solana unfortunately got hit a lot harder than most, just based on its ecosystem being so fallible, or just so many rug pulls in this network. I think that all kind of factoring in with the price action pulling back. So again, from a technical and fundamental standpoint, there's nothing really here telling us we're going to see an immediate recovery. So please recognize that dollar cost average as you see fit as the price continues lower. I got in at 136, got in previously at 161, and I'll probably plan to get in at 110 if we see that again. Okay, so just some friendly advice, be very careful with leverage at this moment here for this coin. All that said, we can see open interest, a lot of open interest at 132 and 136. So that's great. That's reinforcing some potential support below us. And Bitcoin dominance isn't astronomically high right now, so I think that we have a decent chance to see some altcoins move up if Bitcoin dominance can come down. Or more so, Bitcoin dominance will come down as a result of altcoins going up, right? It's one of those things. But for right now, we can see 141, 142 is that little bit of a resistance for us. So until we get above that, we can presume we're going to be kind of in this range of 130 to 145. Well, more like 130 to 140. But we could say 145 is the range because that is essentially the upper level. So that's kind of where we're at there. So let's look at the daily and work our way down and kind of recognize here there's nothing on the daily that's positive. Okay, I think you know this, but I can make this very quick and easy. The overall trend is down. The trend lines here, essentially the SMAs and the lower highs, are still consistent. Until we break that, there's no reason to consider a long. Now, it doesn't mean you couldn't still scalp or have a short-term swing trade to the upside. What I'm referring to more so here is a longer play and or a trade you would take with higher leverage per se, even though I don't recommend it. You should be able to trade with confidence when you take a trade with higher leverage, right? Right now, I have very little, if any, confidence in taking along with this coin, so I'd recommend spot only. Okay, your leverage amount should be based on how much confidence you have in the trade. Okay, don't just 50x leverage everything and think you're gonna be the next best trader. You're gonna learn a lot of unfortunately bad habits. Either way, we're under 50 and 30 on the RSI. There's nothing here that's telling us we're good to go. Sure, we have a third stochastic swing to the upside. That's a constellation at the very best, kind of just letting us know that we're overextended. Yeah, we know that. Overextension means very little, honestly, lately in the crypto trading world. 4-hour time frame, our short-term descending trend, we're still below that. We're still below the 20-day SMA and the 50. No reason to take it long. We are also above 30, but below 50 on the RSI. Finally recovered from that area there. So again, hypothetically, you should have secured profits on your long on a shorter term hold, and you maybe want to consider waiting for us to get back up over 50 on the RSI, which is generally construed as a bullish sign. What would that do for us? That would put us over the local high of 145, and that would establish that as a new potential low. So what I like to look for in trend reversals, and this is something that's important to note, in order for this trend to reverse itself, we do need to see higher lows, which is starting. It hasn't fulfilled itself yet, but that's a good start. So say hypothetically we bounce here and go like this, and we hit this level here. This is a resistance here locally, right? Until we get above that level, there's no reason to take a trade. Okay? This is when you take a trade. So we're a long ways away from taking a long with confidence. Okay? And again, I know you're going to probably want to force a trade, or perhaps it's easy to do, but there's absolutely no reason to take a trade of this coin right now. Once more, I'm sure there's distinct likelihood of the price going up versus down based on how well most altcoins are performing in their range versus Bitcoin. Like you look at Bitcoin, lower lows, lower highs, really consistent. While Solana has that similar pattern, it's not doing quite as poor. Now, granted, you look at other altcoins, they're establishing higher highs or at least higher lows. Until we get to a point in which we see a consistent pattern here, there's no reason to consider taking a trade. In the meantime, I would say a short in the 145, 146 area seems sensible. Okay, and again, it would just basically be one of these here where the price comes up here. Oops, just not quite going to happen, right? We're seeing that time and time again. Until these trends break, there's no reason to take a long. Okay, all right, folks, that's what we got there. It's pretty simple and straightforward here. It's kind of the common theme right now in the world of crypto. Just best trade you can take right now is no trade. I know it's challenging, I know it's difficult to do, but you can do it, I believe in you, right? And if you need some more reinforcement, just keep watching my videos. That's generally the narrative I have when things are down like this. And it's the best thing you can do for yourself is to not overtrade. All right, folks, that's what we got there for you. I hope that made sense. I described this correctly. Keep in mind I have a Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here, and if you want to make sure to reference my playout charts, I post those here available for you. Same thing as well with Bitunix. Phenomenal Exchange is our community favorite. Up until March 14th, you got some nice deposit rewards. Be sure to take advantage of that. I hope you all have a good one, though. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.